This video is about the Portuguese FBP 9mm submachine gun, more specifically the parts kit I got from IMA. That's internationalmilitariantiques.com. I got this parts kit the other day from them. It's a Portuguese FBP submachine gun. I think the other designation is the M48. It was released in 1948. The designer, he was a major, I believe, started working on this in the 40s. But then he took some designs of submachine guns produced during World War II and designed what he thought would be combining some of the features of the best machine guns or submachine guns from World War II into one. So this is the result, his end design, the Portuguese FBP. So it's kind of a rare gun in the US. This one, I think you can really only get it from IMA. They're really the only people that sold these parts kits. They're demilled parts kits. There's no receiver. This one was made from stamped sheet metal, so it wasn't actually a receiver tube, but there was a tubular area where the bolt goes. And you can see that's cut off. It's demilled, won't fire. It's just scrap steel now, basically. This version of the gun was full auto only. There's no selector, so just squeeze the trigger and releases the bolt until you're out of ammo, or you release the trigger again. It fired 500 rounds a minute, 9mm rounds. It takes a Sten magazine. That's a double stack magazine that feeds into a single stack at the top. It's known to not be very reliable, but there are some single stack converted Sten magazines out there you can buy. Let's see what we got here. So you can see some similar features to some World War II submachine guns. This wire stock was from the American grease gun. You move over a toggle right there, and that lets you pull out the stock or collapse it. You have the bolt, and the recoil mechanism here was from the German MP40, I believe. There's a spring in that little telescoping tube design right there. I don't know too much about the MP40. I would guess the major advantage to that is that you would have some air dampening, maybe, as opposed to just a spring, because I can't see just putting it in there just to keep the spring clean. Or maybe it's a three-stage design. Maybe there's different spring compressions in there. So yeah, not too sure about that, but apparently it worked in the MP40, so they used it in this. You can see the rear sight. It's cut off of the old receiver. It's just a little non-adjustable stamped piece of steel with a hole in it. The front sight, it's an adjustable dovetail. We got up here at the front, we have a muzzle nut, and I'll show you what happens when you take that off. So there's the barrel on the front trunnion. We got some index notches. I think that's the right word for it. So when you put the barrel in every time, it keeps it from spinning, and you always line up the right spot. And these cut-looking washer things go on the side, and those are what clamp the barrel against the trunnion. There's usually a spring washer here that I still have in my parts box so I don't lose it. And then here's your sling. I don't know what you call it, washer, whatever. You can still kind of see some of the stamped steel design. This is where they overlap the sheet metal and probably spot welded it together. Got some little curvature from the magazine housing on there. I'll show you that next. Pretty similar mag release to the Sten gun. Push that in, and take your magazine out. The ejector is right there. Same design as a Sten. You remove a screw right here, The ejector comes out, and then you got your mag catch. And what we got next here? We got the bolt next. People use these in their Class 3 MP40s. I guess it's pretty much a drop-in in some cases. These are more cheaper and available, so I guess it's a available substitute for it. Here's that crazy looking recoil mechanism. Maybe someone can give me some more information on these, what advantage it has over a regular spring. I'm not sure if you can take it apart, so I'd like to see what's in there. And there's the rear sight. Really simple. Just gets spot welded onto the receiver. Here's the end cap. It has a locking mechanism, so you would push this in to the end of the receiver and turn it, I believe, and you got a notch right there. Still not exactly sure how it works because you can see it does this for some reason. I'll figure out how exactly it works later. I don't know if maybe this turns and the grease in there is blocking it. This thing came covered in grease. It's about a half roll of paper towels just so I could handle it. And then I threw the parts into boiling water. And there's even still some grease left. Then we got your trigger housing. This is a dust cover. Let's see if I can get it off. Oh wait, I'm not going to get it off because the trigger guard holds it in. Pull that out. This is hinged. Rattle it around here. Okay, got it off. So that comes off like that. That holds in the back half of the dust cover. Kind of like a Sten. Uses a dust cover to cover up the housing. Then, pretty basic trigger. Pivots right there. Pivots right there. You got a blocking bar so that what do you call it? The sear doesn't go up too far. It's about as simple as you can get. Nice wood checkered panel grips. You can see the seam where this thing was basically probably plug welded or spot welded together. This is another feature of the Sten that they used. It's just a pin that you pull out. This is the long end, and this is the just a really short end to keep the pin aligned, and it also doubles up, I think, with the dust cover to hold the dust cover in place. So that's the demilled Portuguese FBP submachine gun. I think this is actually the first video of it on YouTube. I haven't been able to find any videos of it firing or anything. I did find some black and white pictures on Google when I was searching around of actual soldiers with these things, but still not much is known about them. Thanks for watching.